Arjuna Vacha Sanyasam Karmanam Krishna Punaryogam Cha Shansasi Yachriya Itayurikam Tanme Bruhi Sunishchitam. Arjuna Vacha Sanyasam Karmanam Krishna Punaryogam Cha Shansasi Yashreya Itayurikam Tanme Bruhi Sunishchitam. Arjuna Vacha Sanyasam Karmanam Krishna Punaryogam Cha Shansasi Yashreya Itayurikam Tanme Bruhi Sunishchitam. Synonyms. Arjuna Vacha. Arjuna said. Sanyasam, renunciation. Karmanam, of all activities. Krishna, O Krishna. Puna, again. Yogam, devotional service. Cha, also. Samshasi, you are praising. Yet, which, Shreya, is more beneficial? Etayo, of these two. Ekam, one. Tat, that. Me, unto me. Bruhi, please tell. Sunishchitam, definitely. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Arjuna said, O Krishna, first of all, you asked me to renounce work, and then again you recommend work with devotion. Now, will you kindly tell me definitely which of these two is more beneficial? Purport. In this 5th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that the work in devotional service is better than dry mental speculation. Devotional service is easier than the latter because, being transcendental in nature, it frees one from reaction. In the 2nd chapter, preliminary knowledge of the soul and its entanglement in the material body were explained. How to, how to get out of this material engagement by Buddhi Yoga or devotional service was also explained therein. In the 3rd chapter, it was explained that a person who is situated on the platform of knowledge no longer has any duties to perform. And in the 4th chapter, the Lord told Arjuna that all kinds of sacrificial work culminate in knowledge. However, at the end of the 4th chapter, the Lord advised Arjuna to wake up and fight. Being situated in perfect knowledge, therefore, by simultaneously stressing the importance of both work in devotion and inaction in knowledge, Krishna has perplexed Arjuna and confused his determination. Arjuna understands that renunciation in knowledge involves cessation of all kinds of work performed as sense activity. But if one performs work in devotional service, then how is work stopped? In other words, he thinks that sannyas or renunciation in knowledge should be altogether free from all kinds of activity because work and renunciation appear to him to be incompatible. He appears not to have understood that to work in full knowledge in non-reactive and is therefore the same as inaction. He inquires, therefore, whether he should cease work altogether or work with full knowledge. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Namaum Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Shri Chaitanya Manobhustam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati
What do
Swapada.
you want?
Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jatapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsya हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी इकबानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छा कल्पतरुश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नित्यानंद अवधुतेन्दु वसुध प्राण वल्लभ जानव जीवित पति कृष्ण प्रेम पदत प्रभु पद्मावती श्रीमान सचिनंदन पूर्वज भावन्मुक्त जगत्राता रक्त गौर कलेवर नमो नमो अनिरुद्धाय ऋषिकेश इंद्रियात्मने नमः परमहंसाय पूर्णाय निवृतात्मने स्वर्गपर्गद्वाराय नित्यं शुचि सदे नमः नमः हिरण्यवीर्याय चातुर्होत्राय तन्तवे ओम नमो भगवते नरसिंहाय नमस्तेजस्तेजसे आविर्भव वज्रनख वज्रदंस्त कर्माशयान रंदय तमो ग्रस्त अभयम आत्मनि ओम शाम. First of all, I'd like to pray to the lotus feet of all the assembled Vaishnavas so that they give me strength and then I can say something which is of some value to this assembly. I'd like to thank Simeshwar Prabhu for ordering me to say something on this verse, and I seek his blessing that he must have empowered me with that order that I can say something. So, we are discussing on the 5th chapter, first verse, where Arjuna is super confused here. And why I'm saying super confused, because Prabhupada explained that how Krishna is confusing him again and again. Even in the verse, he's saying that Punah means again, you confused me. So how did that confusion start? So Arjun, we all know the backdrop of this battle, and then once the two armies of Kauravas and Pandavas have assembled Kurukshetra to fight, um, Arjuna says to Bhagwan that please take my chariot to the middle of the two armies. He wants to behold, he wants to see that who all are he fighting with. And once he sees that, he's like, is it worth fighting? No? These are all my kinsmen, these are all my relatives. And in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is giving 5 main reasons why not to fight. First one is that he's saying that, why to kill, people. Second is that, this will have sinful reactions. It will destroy the family. And he's undecided. Okay? So these are the main reasons he is giving. And then he is also showing compassion. So these are the 5 reasons because of which Arjun is saying that I do not want to fight. And when Arjun says this, then at the same time, Krishna starts chastising him. So what is Krishna is saying? No. Kutastva kasmalamidam vishame samupastitam anarejustam asargam akirtikram Arjuna. Hence, where did this all this Akirtikaram, all these things which are, you know, leading to infamy and anarya. These are not good for, these thoughts are not good for a civilized person. And these are all coming to your mind. And then Arjuna says, okay, fine. Um, Shishchaste ham shadimam tam prapanna. Okay, I'm confused. Please guide me. Okay? And then Krishna starts to guide. So he is actually saying that, he starts giving the knowledge of the soul. And we know these famous verses, nainam chinnanti shastrani nainam dahati pavak anchanam kledyantyapur na shoshati marta na tvaham jatuna. So we all are soul, and then neither can be cut by the weapons, nor can be dried by the air, not can be not can be affected by water. So all these qualities of the soul, he's saying. Also he's saying that, na tvaham jatu nasam na neme janadika. All these, there's never a time when you were not there, I was not there, all these kings were not there. And then dying is more like vasan sijirnani yatha vihaya. So just like a person gives up a old torn cloth and then picks up a new one, so similarly our body, soul is changing the body from one to another. So all these reasons Krishna is giving, and then he's saying that, with all these, hato va prapyasi swarga jitva va bhoksyase mahim. So you fight, tasmad utishta kaunteya yuddhaya krita nishyam. Oh Arjun, please stand up and fight, because if you will die in this battle, then what will happen? You will go to the Swargaloka, you will gain the higher planetary system. And if you don't die and you win, that means that you will actually be able to um, enjoy this mighty kingdom, this uh, this earthly planet. But before he finishes, he also says the durena here varam karma. He ayavaram karma. Buddhi yoga dhananjaya. Durena, please keep away from this ayavaram karma, this abominable activity. And then what do? Buddhi yoga dhananjaya. Use your intelligence. And buddhau sharanam anviksha. Please try to surrender. Okay, surrender unto me. Please try to surrender, because kripana phal hetu. Because misers are the ones who are actually behind the fruits of their activities. So now here Krishna is confusing Arjuna. First he is saying that, utishta and then fight. And then later on he's saying that, please don't do any abominable activities. And then Arjuna is confused that, oh, okay, it was going all well. I accepted you as my teacher. And then you gave me that all this knowledge about the body and the soul, dehino asmin yatha dehi kaumaram yamanam jara, this like, natural progression. And now you're saying that, and that's why you should fight. And then now when I fight, I'm killing others. And when I'm killing others, it is an abominable activity. It sounds logical. But at the same time, few verses down the chapter, you're telling me that durena hiavaram karma. No, please stay away from the abominable activities. So Arjuna is confused. Okay, so he's saying that, so what is then? Krishna says, okay, fine. Just like, a good teacher. What is Krishna? If you'll see, Krishna is just acting like a good teacher. A good teacher will explain something to the student, and then will ask a question. or will give an instruction and just to test student that did my student get it or not. Okay. And if student did not get it, is confused, then teacher will actually work on it. So that's where the start of the third chapter. You know, the Arjuna is starting with a question that, oh, I'm confused. You know, then the Arjuna is saying, Jayasi chet karmanyaste mata buddhir janardana tyaktim karmani ghore mam niyojyasi kesho. Please, um, why you want me to engage in this ghastly warfare, these abominable activities, when you think that intelligence is better than fruitive activity? So that's what Krishna told him, in the verse 2.49, that use your intelligence. So then Krishna goes on, then he explains that perform. Then this third chapter is about the karma yoga, that uh, performing your activities, in the knowledge. So what is he saying? Nityam kuru karma tvam karma jyayo hya karmana sharir yatrapi cha te na prasiddhyet akarmana. I mean, you should perform your duty, because you cannot even maintain your body if you don't work. So and then he's saying that if you're doing a work, yagyartha karmano anyatra lokayam karma bandhana. So all these work which is performed for yagyartha, for for the for me, okay, is actually not binding. Okay, so that's why you should perform your uh, duties. Okay, and then again he's saying that mai sarvani karmani sanyasyadhyatm dharma chet adhyatma chetasa nirashir nirmamo bhutva yuddhasva vigajvara. So please leave up this lethargy, and then fight. Is again towards the end of the uh, third chapter. He is instructing Arjuna about that, because he's saying that it is far better to discharge one's prescribed duty. So clear that, okay, so far the instruction is now again on the track that you should perform your duty, and because you are a kshatriya, then what is your duty? Your duty is to fight, and that's why you should give up all these things and then go and then fight. So far good. But then again, Krishna confuses Arjuna again. Then what he's confusing, that in the fourth chapter, he's confusing that confusing Arjuna, saying that, well, I said that you should do your work, श्रेयान स्वधर्मो विगुण पर धर्म स्वनिष्ठितात स्वधर्मे निधनम श्रेय पर धर्मो भयावह. Doing one's own duty is far better than and then it's even worth dying than you know doing somebody else's duty. So because you are a kshatriya, you are a grihastha, you're a king, so your duty is to fight. Your duty is to take care of um, your people. Okay? So that's why it's far better to fight and then die in your battle doing your work than um, going for because Krishna Arjuna is thinking of sannyas and all, that it's worth begging and then living than killing my own kinsmen, my own family member. So Krishna said that, okay, fine, and then looks like Arjuna got it, and then he goes on to explaining that how I have given all this knowledge already to Vivaswan, and then but in the because of the time it was lost, but I'm giving you again, and then there is dialogue between Arjuna and Krishna that how Vivaswan is older than you, and then you are actually younger. and then you're saying that you gave this knowledge. So Krishna explains all that. So that's going good. But then again, Krishna is confusing Arjuna. And then it's like, how there are different techniques which a teacher uses. That, okay, now listen, what I'm going to tell you is very difficult. It's not easy. Okay, it's very difficult to. So that's where 4.16 starts. Kim karma, kim akarmeti, kavayo apyatra mohita. So what is karma and what is akarma? It kavayo, even the intelligent person are bewildered with that. Okay, tate karma prayakshami yajgyata mokshase asubhat. And then if you know this difference, then you are actually delivered from, you're liberated from all the misfortune. Moksha se ashubha. Krishna is putting some kind of pressure, saying that okay, this is very very difficult thing. And karmano happy bodhavyam cha vikarmana akarmanasya bodhavyam gahna karmano gati means this. It's very intricacies of this karma is very difficult to understand. Okay? And then karmanya karmaya pasched karmani cha karmaya akarmani cha karmaya sabuddhiman manusheshu sayukta kritasnam krita. He's saying that the one who sees inaction in action and action in inaction is intelligent among men. How is it possible? That it's very, it's like jugglery of the words, that you see inaction in action and action in inaction. How is it? It's very difficult for us to understand. Okay, so that's where Arjuna is getting confused again, and then he's saying that the one who acts in the devotional service, renouncing the fruits of his action, yoga sanyasta कर्मणाम ज्ञान छिन्नम संशय आत्मवंत न कर्माणि निबन्धन्ति धनंजय. And the one who acts in devotional service and renouncing the fruits of his action and whose doubts have been destroyed by transcendental knowledge. So he's saying that transcendental knowledge is destroying the doubts. Okay, that's the person who is actually self-realized, is actually situated factually in the self. Now here it's Arjuna is confused again. Okay? And that's where this start of the 5th verse comes. That that's where Punaha is being said. That Arjuna is saying that Sanyasam karmanam Krishna punaryogam cha sansasi yashya etayorikam tanme bruhi sunishchitam. Arjuna, Krishna, oh Krishna, again you're saying that renounce the work, and then again you recommend to work with devotion. Now kindly tell me which one of this is more beneficial. So just like a student is teacher is again and again test the understanding of a student. Similarly here Krishna is testing. Now Arjuna is Nitya Sakha of Krishna. He is not at all confused, but it is a role playing, it's a drama which is going on, and because of that drama Krishna is trying to confuse Arjuna so that Arjuna will ask more and more questions, and then Krishna can explain. And that's for our benefit, not for Arjuna. Arjuna is eternally liberated. Okay? So, what do we understand from this dialogue? Okay? What we understand is that be careful about this knowledge. Okay? That this knowledge is something which we get is very, very guhyam. It's very esoteric. Okay, and it's Krishna, who is actually confusing us. Mata smriti jnanam apohanam cha. You know, so Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita that it's 15.15 that it's me who is actually causing this remembrance and then forgetfulness and then this knowledge. Okay, so if we are not careful about it, then it will actually be taken. This knowledge will be aparita, it will be taken. Okay, so there's similar verse, in Ramcharitmanas also. Bole bihasi mahesh tab gyani mood na koi. There is nobody who is a gyani and there is nobody who is a moodha or a fool. Jehi jas ragupati karahi jab so tas tehchan hoi. Just Ragupati, Ramchandra ji or Krishna, he wants whoever to behave like one, that person will behave like that. Just like, Mata Smriti Jnanam Apohanam Cha. Krishna is saying. Similarly, that's same thing is being underscored by Ramchandra. In Ramcharitmanas, Tulsidas ji is also saying the same thing. All the Shastras actually speak the same thing. And then what is this knowledge? This knowledge is that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, in this context, there's a story which is mentioned, about Narada Muni. Narada Muni is one of the 12 Mahajans who knows Krishna perfectly in his position. But one time, Narada Muni has a curse that he can't stay at one place. But one time when he was surrendering, when he was, going around, he saw very beautiful place, which was super peaceful and then wonderful cave. And then he thought that, oh, let me sit here and then meditate for some time and then do some tapasya. So Narad Muni started doing his tapasya there. And when when Indra saw that Narad Muni is doing this tapasya, Indra is always, very scared of anybody doing some tapasya. He doesn't want to do, he doesn't want anybody to do any tapasya because he thinks that anyone who is actually doing any kind of tapasya is behind my kingdom. It's behind the Swargaloka. So that's why what he does, Indra, is he sends Kamadev and then all his apsaras to disturb Narad Muni. But Narad Muni was, very steadfast and then he doesn't get disturbed. And then all of them actually, all these Kamadev and then apsaras, they bow down to him and then seek for forgiveness and then go back. Now, this story, when Narad Muni does this, he feels pride about it. Oh, I am the one who was able to win over Kamdev. Okay? I'm so powerful. I'm so steadfast in my resolution. I'm well resolute. Okay? Now, of course, when Lord Krishna, he's in the heart, so he knows about it. So he thinks that, okay, I need to fix it. Okay? So he actually, when Narad Muni actually goes from there, uh, Lord Krishna creates a beautiful kingdom on his way, which opulence was as good as of the um, of the Vaikuntha Loka. And then there was a king there, and then that king had a beautiful daughter. Her name was Vishwamohini. Now, when the king learns about it, so he invites Narad Muni and says that I have this beautiful daughter, Vishwamohini, and I want to arrange for a swayambar for her. So, can you please see that what kind of husband she will get, and Can you please tell me about it? Okay. So Narad Muni, when looks at Vishwamohini, he actually falls for her. He actually, when he looks at her, he thinks that, oh, anyone who marries her will be Ajay, will be inconquerable, will be the most fortunate person in the world, you know, will be the master of this world. So all these things he sees, and then he wants to marry her. Now he goes to uh, Bhagwanji and says that, I am your das, and this is what I have a desire that I want to marry this girl named Vishwamohini. So please give me a, very opulent, features, make me very handsome, so that she gets attracted to me. Now, Vishwamohini was, of course, energy of Lord Vishnu. So he says that, okay, I'll give you the rupa, I'll give you the beauty which is, you know, good for you. And uh, he actually makes Narad Muni look like monkey. And then in that Swayamvar, Narad Muni then goes, and then um, of course, Vishwamohini doesn't select him, and in the same Swayamvar, even Lord Krishna comes, and then Vishwamohini, being the consort of energy of Lord Vishnu, selects him, and then they go. And then while he's going, others tease him, then tease Narad Muni, saying that go and look at your face. He was very upset that why she didn't uh, select me. And then when he looks into the mirror, he sees that he's looking like a monk. So that's where he curses Lord Vishnu that uh, you made me look like a monkey, so you'll have to take a birth like a human, where you will be actually bereft of your wife. You'll actually look for your wife just like I was looking for, and then with the help of monkeys only you'll find. So that's where Rama avatar happens, and then that's a curse. After that, Narad Muni comes back to his senses and then seeks forgiveness, but uh, Lord Vishnu says that no, don't, never mind. It was actually me only who was in your heart, and then made you say all these things. So don't worry about that. So it's very we learn from this story that we have to be very careful about the strength of the Maya. Then always be very humble. If if a Mahajan like Narad Muni can fall for and then come under the control of Maya, who are we? So it's very important. Then what do we understand? That our sadhana, our bhakti is going to be tough. And then just like here, um, Narad Muni was challenged. Similarly, other devotees we hear are going through the challenges. That's going to be there. Bhakti is not going to be a piece of cake. It's not going to be uh, something where oh, we started going to temple. We are following Krishna consciousness. We are following Hare Krishna. We are doing few rounds. So our uh, day-to-day life is going to be easy piece of cake. No, you have to understand that it's going to be challenging. Every once in a while, Krishna is going to test. Did we understand our lesson? Did we learn our lesson? Are we steadfast? Are we resolute? And then we have to understand that there are energies which are going to attract us. At the same time, we have to be. So what do we have to do? We have to persevere with our sadhana, sangha, seva, and shastra. Okay? And when we do that, Krishna will actually take care of. Just like, in the Rama avatar, you know, Lord Ramchandraji had to um, build a bridge to cross the ocean. But Hanuman, he just believed on it. He said Jai Shri Ram and then he crossed the ocean. So that belief that yes, Lord will be there to protect us, Lord will be there to enable us, that belief has to be there. That perseverance has to be there. That understanding that it's going to be challenging has to be there. On the way, even after having so much faith and then being such a wonderful devotee of Lord Ramchandraji, but when he was going from one end to the other end, he was trying to cross the ocean. There were tests which were performed. Surasa came. Mayanak Parvat came. Uh, Lankini was there. So all these tests will be there, and then just like um, previous acharyas, we have to take lesson that how they were resolute, and then have to have the firm faith that if we keep going on our path, we will be able to cross, just like cross these hurdles, just like Hanumanji was able to do that. Tomorrow is the auspicious day of appearance day of Lord Narsimhadev, Narsimha Chaturdashi. And then just like the faith of Prahlad Maharaj, that yes, Lord Narsimhadev is there in this pillar, and then he will come and then protect me. When uh, Hiranyakashipu pulled out his sword and said that, is your Lord present in this pillar? And Prahlad Maharaj said, yes. And then that faith is, Krishna never lets down the faith or the word of a devotee, even though he's ready to give up his words, but he'll never let a devotee's word go waste. And he appeared from the pillar. Okay? So we have to have that firm faith, and then persevere. There'll be tests. So it's 7:50, and to stop here and then see if anyone wants to share any realizations or wants to make any points. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Akhilesh Krishna Prabhu. Wonderful lecture, wonderful class. So many wonderful points that we can take it in our life. Importance, that's what we can understand from the verses, the Bhagavad Gita, especially this chapter. So nice. So thank you, dear devotees. If anybody has any reflections, any comments, any questions, concerns, anything, any discussions, please ask. Nobody has anything to add? No questions? This chapter is quite profound. This is known as Karma Sanyasa Yoga. So this gives that what is karma and how to perform our activities. That's what Prabhuji was mentioning about the work and devotion. Sanyasa itself is very profound. Kamam na nasyam sanyasam. Kamam na nasyam sanyasam. That means we should not have any selfish desire that what we do in any of our activities. Everything should be dovetail with the service of Krishna. That's what it is all about. Karma sannyas. So nice. And yeah, I mean, anybody has anything else? Their reflections. I like that story, Broji, about the Narada Devs, that they've become, so much attached to a Mohini. Yeah. So finally, very much disappointed. This Lord just played a trick. So that so much attached to this, and that's what it is. If anybody, that's a great actually lessons also, that she has so much attached to this material things, and finally we are the one only want to see ourselves that what is ultimately, we we should be, we will, we are the one who is going to be again like become like a fool, after this material attachments. Yeah, so nice.
Yeah, right, Prabhuji. That I also, when I was reading through, I really liked that story that if Narad Muni can go and so far so that he actually curses
Yeah,
Bhagwanji, that you have to go and then go through that suffering which I was feeling, that all the opulences you lose, um, and then you'll be only saved with the help of monkeys.
yeah,
In that context, actually, there was, further Prabhupada very nicely explains that, Bhagavad Pranita, that in the dharma, that, what is dharma? Then he says, whatever is Bhagwan wants, that's dharma,
that's dharma.
not um, not the not what we want or what somebody else chooses, because and then Prabhupada is giving very wonderful example of Ram Setu, that uh, think about, so Hanumanji was able to cross the ocean with a jump, but not all monkeys were as capable as Hanumanji. So how will they serve? So to serve them, Lord says, okay, fine, you build a bridge. Now, if they have to build a bridge, then how many layers of stone has to be put in to bring it to the level of ocean surface? No? It's going to be mountains and mountains. So Lord changes the rule of gravity. That okay, fine, you put a stone and then it will float. Now, because Lord is the one who creates the rule of gravity, he can be the one who can actually um, uh, remove it too. And then there is no explanation of this by the science. It's not going to. Um, it cannot be explained by scientists that how um, a stone can start floating into the water. Just like scientists are saying that okay, there is a actually, yeah, there's another thing I was actually meditating on other day, that um, the universe is expanding,
Yeah,
okay? And then it will collapse. You know what, in our Nityam Bhagavad Seva group, Amritanand Prabhu also mentioned that it's so much related to Mahavishnu's breathing out and breathing in. That's the energy. Now, scientists are not able to explain, so what they call it as dark energy.
yeah.
And then, as per um, their theory of the universe, 4% is the matter, 28% is dark matter. So that matter exists, but nobody
We don't
knows
see
what
it.
that is. They
Yeah,
cannot feel it. And then
Exactly.
about 70% is dark energy. So there is energy which they cannot explain, but they can feel.
Yeah.
So that's there. And then it's so nicely named also, that dark energy and dark matter. That's related.
Yeah. Exactly.
Krishna
Yes.
is
Yes.
dark. So that's unknowingly they have named it as, that's dark energy and dark matter.
Yeah.
So Krishna, Ramchandra ji changes the rule of gravity. So even monkeys can start, participating. What to speak of monkeys? Even a squirrel, is
Yeah.
going in and, um, uh, you know, collecting dust of sand on her body and then going and then spreading it on the Ramsey. And she is as good, her efforts were as good as monkey's effort, who were picking up the big book.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's wonderful. When I was reading through this, like, wow, wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. In terms of this dark energy, they came up. I was watching an documentary about this dark matter and what they were actually coming up now. So when the dark matter, that's where everything to finally attracted to. So everything is goes to that dark energy. Everything goes back. Everything goes to that, and it will stay for some time like that. Then from that same energy, that it comes out again. That the other particles and other things comes out, and then coming out. And it's exactly the same thing which is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad.
Right.
Mahavishnu, from the body of Mahavishnu, everything comes out. And all this then actually goes back to the body of Mahavishnu.
Right.
Nothing but. So the same energy. So, they don't want to accept it. Bhagavad explains it so nicely, thousands of years back and very, very, very clear. I mean, very logical. And this is the real the science of everything. I mean, see, something has to manifest, something has to create, right? Something has to come out, something, some reason should be there, everything, right? I mean, in one way it is simple actually. When as a student of a Bhagavatam, it's quite simple to understand, right? I mean, where do we come from? Just simple question. And where are we going? And we were giving this on the other day, like you know a person is died, right? So, but a person is life. He can see, he can touch, he can taste, he can see with his eyes, he can hear with his ears, and all the senses, all the sense perceptions, and the sight, all the object of senses, everything is there. But a person dies, okay, now the body is there, the eyes is there, the ear is there, the skin is there, the nose is there, the hand is there, the leg is there, everything is there. So now we just go and tell him, oh, chalo bhai, get up. Just we say, can he hear? No, he can't hear. Okay, now he is maybe says, somebody may say he's sleeping. Okay, now go and touch him, pat him, that okay, come on, get up. He can't do anything. But at the other same time, we also go to sleep. But this, all the senses may be, kind of sleeping state. But somebody go and touch or pat him that, okay, get up, we get up because of its active. But this the same thing is not active on the dead body. It's still there, ear is there, eyes are there, skin is there, body is there, bone is there, everything is there. But a moment of time, the everything, that soul, everything is left. The senses, the mind, the intelligence, everything left. Nothing works. Nothing is there. So that we can easily see that. So it is there actually. This which we say as a spirit, the spiritual energy that which manifests in a various ways as ears and the nose and the tongue and the sense perception, the sight and the hearing and the taste and the smell and the touch. Everything is just all manifests from that spiritual energy, and that's what it is all. That's the truth, and that's the truth. That's only the truth. I mean, yes, when you mentioned about the Lord Ram was mentioned to the monkeys to build the bridge. So they were initially kind of bewildered. How will do that? So Lord suggested, you put my name on the, on the stones. You put my name. You write my name on the stone. It will float. So then Acharya is saying that even just the name of Lord Ram is good enough. It's just the name of Lord Ram is good enough to overcome all this material, material arrangements or this material energy. So Lord Ram itself is so powerful, and even we can, just by the name of Lord Ram, we can surpass all this material energy. Nothing works with, Lord Ram is completely spiritual. That is powerful. The name of Lord Ram, name of Lord Krishna, the hearing and the chanting and, this karma yoga, karma sanyasa yoga, work in devotion. This is not material. This is really spiritual. And this is what it is, purifies us. So we can also come out from this clutches of this material energy and really on our real spiritual, spiritual body. The morning I was thinking the same thing. We have a material life. We have gross and material is there. That life is there. We also have a spiritual life. Same as what we go through. But it's entirely different. We also have a spiritual life. So if we have in a gross body and in a subtle body, we are here and doing and goes through this life, we also will have spiritual life. That means, this is eternal. So the soul is eternal. He is making everything possible that we in this world to live. That's the same. We'll also live in a different sphere, in a different realm. So it's wonderful. It's very, very wonderful to see this. Very nice, wonderful discussion. Anything else? Anybody else has any other discussions points?
Prabhuji, thank you so much for the nice reflections. I have one small question. Thank you so much for discussing the reflections.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Prabhu, how can one distinguish between self-desire and what is the will of the Lord when we are performing our activities? We are trying to dovetail, but how can we understand or distinguish whether it is a self-desire or if it is the will of the Lord that in that action that we are performing?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
So, if I understand it correctly, Mataji, your question is that if you're doing something, how do you understand if it is if it is for Krishna or it is for me? Is that correct understanding, Mataji, of your question?
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
Okay. So, if we look at it, there are two ways we can look at it. First is that, am I doing it for the pleasure of Krishna? And then we can dovetail anything and everything for Krishna. And if we do that, if that's our consciousness, then we are doing it for Krishna. However, so there are different levels there. No, sakama, nishkama, and akama. Right? But the way you can look at it is that if even if you're so if okay, so I want to I want to actually help it this way, Mataji, that if your desire is first is that best is that okay, I'm doing doing something for Krishna. Okay, so for example, um, if my consciousness, let's say you want to make kheer, so your consciousness is that okay, your it starts by okay, um, probably my Bhagwan ji, Shyam Sundar ji, Laddu Gopal ji, whoever is the deity, um, probably he wants to eat kheer today. So let me go and then make a nice kheer and then offer it to Bhagwan. So that's the best. Uh, just below that is that oh, I want to eat kheer. So let me make kheer and then offer it to Krishna and then have it as prasad. That's the second. And that's better than the third one where, oh, I want to have kheer and then let me go ahead and make kheer and then enjoy it. That's the third level. So um, the one at the third level is something where we uh, incur, the sins. Second level is where we have dovetailed. So there is something in it so that's more like sakama, that okay, I want to have it, but at the same time, I'm actually offering it to Krishna. So and the Krishna is actually sanctioning this, because what he's saying is that yat karoshi yat agnashi yat juhosi dadasi yat tapaswasi kaunteya tad kurusha madarpanam. So he's saying that offer it to me, madarpanam, and then you can have it as prasad. So that's second level, and that's better. But the best is that oh yes, I'm doing it for Krishna, and then you are actually so um, so the seed of the desire, what is the origin of it? Is it for me and then I'm dovetailing it, versus uh, no, it's something for Krishna himself I want. Okay? And then you do that thing and an offer and then have prasad. Like we have the story of Madhavendra Puri, that um, he wanted to taste the kheer so that he can make it for his Gopal. And then that's the Gopal, Chirchur Gopal, actually, he actually hid it. And then there was nothing wrong in his desire, because it was not that, oh, I want to have this kheer so that I can enjoy it. So it was still a pure devotion that, I want to have this kheer, taste it so that, I can make it for my Gopal. So from outside it may look like that he wanted to have it, and then he was very embarrassed that how can I even think about that I want to taste this kheer before it was offered to Krishna. But because the origin of the desire or seed of the desire was uh, centered around serving it for Krishna, and that's why there's no issue. Is that okay, Simesha Prabhuji? You want to add, correct something?
Yeah, that's perfect. Very, very wonderful. Yes, exactly that dovetail everything for the service of Krishna. So it is mentioned in the Srila Rupa Goswami's Nectar of Devotion, Anyabhilashida Shunyam, Jnana Karmadi Anavrutam, Anukulena Krishnani Shilanam Bhaktir Uttam. What does that mean? Anya Abhilashida Shunyam. We should not have any, specific interest that our own, that which I can, and that's what is causing the problems in the world. That's what is making us distressful, and making us misery, gives us the misery and competitions, arrogance, and so many things, anarthas. This all comes from that, we have so much of desire ourselves that it goes through. So we should have She should not have anything, separate from the Lord's desire. That okay, I can enjoy this world. I can buy so many wonderful things from this world. That whatever the money we are getting, we are utilizing it for our own, selfish enjoyments. We go here, we go there, yes, we are not the Paramahamsas yet, but we are Grihasthas. Yes, some extent we utilize it for our own purposes. But then there is a clause that how should we do that? So suppose we go to work. So we go to work and we earn the money and we go to those. So the purpose of the we go to work, our intention, our all purpose of that work is okay. Let me go and enjoy in the sense that okay, 24 hours a day I should work and I should make such a career in the sense that I don't want to take care of anybody else or my family or my children, anybody. I just me myself. Now we can see that this current world is in that mode. They don't need any family, they don't need anything else. Just me, just my career, just me, just myself, things like that. That's we can see that. So if anybody thinks that way, that's completely material. But on the other hand, yes, let me go to work and let me earn the money so that I get the money. Let me bring back, let me raise my children in the Krishna conscious way. Let me invite others. Let me have nice altar or nice worship in my home. Let me take care of my parents. Let me take care of my children. So this is not selfish. This is we are doing our dharma. So dharma, whatever is dharma, dharma is actually whatever we perform the dharma, that is actually pleases the Lord. Like take care of the husband, take care of the wife, take care of the children, take care of the family and the society. We have obligations. We have five types of obligations to this world. Take care of and to spiritual master and take care of our kinsmen and those who are distressed in this world. Everybody is looking towards us as a grihastha. So whatever we do, all these are actually pleasing the Supreme, not selfish actually. But really, when it comes to the selfish, that okay, let me earn this money so that I myself can enjoy. There are so many cases in this world that people just so selfish that they don't even share with anything to anyone, any point of time. Me, myself, me, myself, I, mine, these kinds of concepts. So when we come out of that clutches of this I, myself, mine, me, these things, then we can actually slowly, we can come out of it. And second thing is actually, this is basically the core and summum bonum of all this is actually the false ego, the false ego, that I. So this all is giving us, the Supreme Lord is giving us knowledge that we should come out of it. And yes, we may do things for others. We may do things for, of course, we may have a home. Keeping it that home nicely is a devotional service. It's always cleaning up. Yes, you may need things to clean up the home where the Lord is resides. It's a devotional service. And yes, you may have a nice garden outside. So the intention, the purpose of making that garden, yeah, I can, grow nice, flowers. So I can bring those flowers and offer to the Supreme. I can have some nice garden or some backyard and some kind of vegetables. Yes, I can get this all to offer to the Lord. So I may have, children, I may take them to the temple or I may take them to the some kind of activities which may help in their future that they can grow as a nice citizen, nice person, nice gentleman, nicely, Krishna conscious some way or other. So many ways in our life we can, there are so many devotees out there, they lead such a life. And they come to the temple, they whatever the temple activities, whatever the time they have, they come to the temple. Rest of the time they work, they raise the family, they take care of the children family and this society in so many ways. Only thing is that, just stay away from all this unwanted, association, right? Unwanted association. And, utilize the Lakshmi. It is Lakshmi. Why it is known as Lakshmi? Because of we have to very carefully handle the Lakshmi. That's why it is known as Lakshmi. The money, the paisa, the money we have, we get is actually known as Lakshmi. There was a nice, wonderful article in the Back to Godhead magazine some years back. It's mentioned that we should utilize that very properly. Otherwise, we are offending Mother Lakshmi. If anything which we utilize for our own selfish sense enjoyment, like, hogs and animals, what they do, what is that? There is no meaning for that. Then we are offending the Mother Lakshmi. So we should utilize the Lakshmi which we get for the service of the Lord. There should not be any tinge of selfish interest that, okay, with this, let me enjoy. Let me enjoy. That is material. But on the same hand, yes, this is come from the Lord. My family came from the Lord. My work came from the Lord. I myself itself is the mercy of the Lord, and He is giving me intelligence, knowledge, strength, health, nice family, nice friends, nice community, nice living, and all these things all come from Him. We should remember all of this in all circumstances. So anything which is separate that we think that's what is anyabhilashita shunyam. Jnana karmadi anavrutam. Oh, I am so much educated. Let me put my strength, my capability, my ability to show to the world that I am so great. Karma, okay, let me do this activity, let me do that activity, let me show to the world I am so great, so powerful, so much influential, so much capability, capacity. This is old, but one who has such a knowledge and everything, they would be so humble. They would be so humble. So anyabhilashita shunyam yana karmadi anavrutam anukulena Krishna anushilanam anukulena. We should always in favorable, whatever we do, in favorable, in remembrance, in Krishna, in the center of our life. Krishna is the center of all, in all respects, center of our life. Everything, because of everything belongs to Him. Everything comes from Him. Everything is actually the proprietor Him. He creates everything. He maintains everything. Not this is our misunderstanding that we create everything. We maintain everything. Our family, Krishna maintains. Our children, Krishna maintains. We are just an instrument for in the service of Krishna. We are just an instrument in the service of Krishna, but we puffed up, we get this ego, we just kind of get a proud and pride that, oh, I am doing everything. That's where actually we go in certain so many directions and we try to put ourselves in the center instead of Krishna. So then everything goes out of our control and we completely get into the clutches of the Maya, this material energy, this world, and it drags us. It's actually what's called it kind of torn actually in all directions, and then we lost in that situation. We lose ourselves. So that's where actually we completely under the influence of it. But if we don't lose ourselves, we have this grip of this holy name, grip of this devotional service, grip of this the hearing these holy names, and at least engaging in some service, then there will be a protection, so that we will be in the vicinity, in the influence of the Lord's mercy, and we will be there within the mercy of the Lord. So that way, and we pray to that Lord every day that please engage me, please protect me, please give me some opportunity to serve you, serve your devotees, so that we gradually come out of this influence of this material energy, and we will be, situated in a right path. So yeah, that's what it is. Dharma is there, karma is there, and our param dharma is there. Everything should be in a very aligned together for the service of Krishna. So then we would be safe. Yeah, yeah, that's what it is. I just wanted to put together, Prabhuji, that what how we can you know save ourselves from all this.
Prabhuji, I have one more follow-up to what we discussed.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Prabhuji, one of the differences that I am witnessing is like very many practicing devotees are surrounded by people who are not favorable to this. So, in that sense, let's say if I have the desire which is favorable to do any activity, whereas I'm encountering the environment or surrounding which are not so favorable. So, for example, if I want to um, make something and then I don't have details at the house
Mhm.
because I'm surrounded by certain set of people who don't
Yeah,
believe in this and who eat everything and who
yeah,
drinks and who does everything else. So
yeah,
in that situation, like how do we deal where your surroundings are completely opposite of what you are trying to dovetail
yeah,
in activities?
yeah. Yeah, Akhilesh Krishna Prabhu, you can go ahead and summarize.
I'm just trying to think about example, Prabhuji, that no. Um,
I can add one other example also to this. Like let's say if I am making some money or that Lakshmi I'm using for grocery shop, but that Lakshmi includes certain items that you don't want to buy at the same time because you are buying something vegetarian, whereas the household people they eat meat or they eat onions. You know, you are paying from your card, or you go to restaurants because you are surrounded by people who like to go to restaurants. So in that situation, also it is very difficult to
Yeah,
because they don't understand what we are trying to do, and it becomes difficult to deal with that situation.
you're right, Mataji. There are few ways we can actually approach this. First is that the very first thing which a devotee should do is, this is based on the instruction of Srila Prabhupada, that a devotee is somebody who is not creating disturbance in the society. Um, One of the things which I personally experienced um, when I started in Krishna consciousness is that suddenly um, I had access to this superior knowledge, and because of that knowledge, that superiority complex came in. Oh, I am a devotee, and all these people are non devotee, be it my family, be it my friends, be it somebody on the street. Um, and as soon as I developed that kind of mindset, you know, I'm at the plane where I'm judgmental. I want to stop that. That's like a weed. If you, Prabhuji took an example of garden. In that garden, our bhakti is like a creeper, and then we have to guard it from all these unwanted weeds. Just like we took in today's uh, you know story of Narada Muni. He got this weed of that. Oh, I was able to conquer Kamadev and all these different things. So, first thing is that we have to guard against that. Second is that a devotee should uh, understand, and then there are different levels of offering. Sometimes, if there is challenging environment and we don't have a deity, mana, uh, you know, offering at the level of mental, mind is also very powerful. Those of you who will actually uh, go for Mangala Arti and then perform the morning Upchara Seva will tell you that the first thing which is told or the first step in the process is that before we offer actual items to Lordship, we actually offer it mentally. No? That's in the guidebook, Mat. So that's very powerful, method. And then a lot of time we hear that there'll be different, devotees who are stuck in a situation that they cannot physically offer something to Lordship, but they are, let's say that, I've heard these stories that they'll be in a hospital where they're not able to move, and then they're kind of on the bed, but at the same time they're performing this daily seva mentally. And then when people go into those rooms, they experience a different kind of energy there. So that's second thing we have to. So first is that we have to guard against this um, thing, uh, this weed that okay, am I doing something wrong? Because as Prabhuji was saying that that swadharma, taking care of kids, it's okay that at the beginning we have challenges that not situation is not favorable, but with love, and then making sure that we are not judgmental towards those who are not aligned to our thought process. We are still dealing with them with love and care, will help both us as well as that person. Okay. Second is that if situation is not there, through consciousness we are connected, through consciousness we are offering. Okay. Then we can see example, when Prabhupada came and he was staying with the Agrawal family, right where Prabhupada will, in the same refrigerator where Prabhupada is keeping the bhoga, there'll be meat right by it. Even when Prabhupada stayed in New York, he was sharing room with a drug addict. And then they will share this refrigerator where, that drug addict will bring all different kind of nonsense, and then Prabhupada will keep bhoga for the Lordship there. But he was very inclusive. He was very, uh, loving towards those. And then with that love and care, he was able to transform the heart. So making sure that not creating any disturbance, making sure that we are, our consciousness is better. And then with time, if we praying is also very potent thing, that especially with praying to Krishna, that this is the situation, and please guide me what to do. If we are aspiring to um, um, uh, one of the sannyasis for Diksha, then pray to the sannyasi. If we are not, then pray to Srila Prabhupada that please guide me. That I'm in this situation, and then what is right? Answer will come from the heart. And then guarding against these weeds will actually take us long way. And I think initially when we are in an environment, we are it's okay. It's think of it like it's a test which Krishna is giving, because it's very I'll a lot of time I'll think, oh, there is so much of work, there is so much of stress at the work, and then wish I had a wonderful time that I can wake up and then do nicely my chanting, nice arati, then all the gayatri, sandhya, all that. No, that doesn't happen. We have to uh, be in the environment where we are, and then um, go through it. That's our austerity. That's our sadhana. Does it make sense, Prabhuji?
Yeah, exactly. That's what is exactly. That's the point. Is whatever the sacrifice you're doing, Mataji, that is a sacrifice that pleases the Lord. So it's not that we just say, I mean, these are all sacrifices that which we make for. So Lord is very pleased. I mean, this is the real test actually. I mean, yeah, it's easy. That we are in a devotees family, everything is nice, wonderful. That's exactly Arjuna is in the battlefield. Everybody. So these things, when we are in the midst of something which is against us, there are so many things which is comes, and we are mid of that. And when we perform all this, sacrifice with the love and devotion, without affecting us so much, so many things. This is a real challenge, a real test in our life. So that's the real, that pleases the most the Supreme Lord. That pleases the most. Not that, somebody leaves everything, go to the forest. No, Krishna said, no, it won't. But some who really works in sand, in odds, some who works in the odds and still keeping that devotion to the Supreme, is the greatest devotee. Is the greatest devotee. So yes, Krishna is Bhavagrahi Janardana. Krishna is not that, how much, so much he did. No, it's not that. But the intention, our heart, our intention, our love for the Supreme. That's what is all it matters. Even if you offer Krishna says, Patram Pushpa Valam Doyam, we can offer everything we 100% we put, but if there is no love for Krishna, just for sake of doing, there's no much sense. But when that all these odds are there, still we are doing, still we have some love for Krishna, that stands up, that stands out. That's what is Krishna really needs it. Yes, I mean, there is we should always of course, this is what is Krishna gave us. We pray to Krishna and we make prasadam, and yes, sometimes we may not have deities, but holy name is deity. This Nama Purusha, holy name, is not different than the deity. And anything which you need to offer, yes, it may be not ask for the Swatik food. You may be using maybe coffee, there may be onion there, any things like that. But it says that, right? I mean, anything in this world, whatever the dirt in this world can contaminate sun god, the sun. Now, sun can purify everything in this world. So it's like sadly likes that. So there may be some, it may not be Swatik in the home, maybe there are so many things, but just one sun in the family can purify everything else. Like Mataji, if you chant the holy name, sometime you spend, yes, you should have your own also, not that, you should what is called kill yourself to make. No, it's not that the way. You should have your own sadhana. You should have your own way of life, right? Everybody has. Nobody, I don't think so, that interfere into that. Whether it is a husband or wife, should have their own life of, if you are more prone to the bhakti, chanting the holy name, I don't think so that anybody will interfere into that. You have to continue that. Then they see that some value in it, right? You are such a purified. So the purity is the force, Mataji. So when we come like this, and when you chant the holy name, when you do some sadhana, when you offer myself yours, you start to eat. When you go out, you may eat vegetarian food. They may eat, then that's fine, absolutely fine. In the office, we do, right? When we are in the office, when the others eat, we may eat vegetarian just to cooperate with that, right? Just to make things better. So like that. That way, at the same time, we should pray in our heart. One time we all went with the lunch in our office. So they all know that, I'm a vegetarian, I don't eat anything like that and things like that. So I just, what I all did is actually I just ordered a potato chips, just like that, just to be nice with them. And even but I just wanted to cooperate. So they all understood, it's like that. So this is the way, this was many years back actually. So, and then they finally, what happened, they appreciated me. They said, it's your belief, it's your faith, that's what it is. We are very, very, very strong on it. Yeah, we appreciate very strong on it. So we should be also strong on in our heart. That not that something comes, but at the same time, we should not have kind of grudges. should have kind of this judgmental. I mean, that's what is they are. That's what is they. Krishna, just made them like that. Not find fault in them. Okay, oh, you did that, you did that. Many times that's our problem, right? The conflict comes, right? Oh, you did that, you did that, you did no. I mean, so I'm so great. You're those, you did that. Never ever talk any of these things like that. Just keep it in our heart. And Krishna knows. Krishna seated in our heart. Krishna knows what we are doing. So Krishna will help one day. Krishna will come one day. Krishna will make sure that one day, and everybody in the family, even yesterday I was mentioning that just one person, one devotee in the family, 21 generations are actually get purified, get the benefits of it. Just one devotee in the family. That's yeah. I mean, was it was it clear? Prabhuji already mentioned. Prabhuji was very nicely explained the facts.
Yes, Prabhuji, it was clear. Like one thing again came in my mind is like in the same household, how do you manage your expenditures? Like if again distinguishing in my mind because I know I'm paying for something I shouldn't. How will that count in our day-to-day sadhana? Every day, let's say if somebody likes to drink or eat eggs or something like that. Again, if I am using Lakshmi from my own card and paying for the household like that, will it be okay or should I don't know how to deal with that situation. That's why it's like work setup. It's fine. You pay for what you eat or what you order or something like that. You can make selections. But in this situation, how do we deal with it?
I think it's okay, Mataji. Yes, as I said, that if it's creating disturbance, we should avoid disturbance, because what if you fight over it, and then that will impact your daily routine.
Yeah.
So it's okay. Slowly with time, we should also think about it that um, when you're running a marathon, when you're running a sprint, 100 meters, then you go as fast as you can. But when you're running a marathon, you don't sprint, you jog, you go there, because it's so this Krishna consciousness is something which is marathon. It's a long run thing, and then you don't want to um, you know uh, you want to save your energy. You don't want to burn yourself out with small things. So given your situation, I um, correct me if I'm wrong, Simeshwar Prabhu, but I think it's okay. If you don't want to unnecessarily waste your energy somewhere else, if it's something that's the situation you are in, then you should be okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
energy, thoughts, resources, everything. So
Yeah.
I want to practice, but I am surrounded by things, and I don't want to make a huge deal of it. But sometimes it happens. Like every time your thoughts are thinking constantly, oh, what do I do now? What do I do now? How should I do? How should I deal with this now?
Prabhuji, can I say something?
Yes. Yes. Please go ahead, please.
Okay, so Mataji, I have been through the situation that you're talking about, and I'm into ISKCON like almost over 25 years. I've been married for 24 years. And when I got married, I faced the same circumstances that my, in-laws, everybody I was living. But again, you have to maintain a balance. And again, just like both the Prabhuji said, ignore the trivial, the sincere efforts, Prabhuji, God says, So if you cannot offer anything, if you have a small picture of Krishna, even in your bag, just take nuts and offer. I used to get bottled water because, there was like meat in the house. So I used to get bottled water and put it, where, so, okay, Krishna, this is for you to drink, because I cannot take it from my sink, something like that. So gradually, and there will be fights, there'll be challenges, just like Akhilesh Prabhu said in the beginning, that it's bhakti is not a bed of roses. It's just, like Krishna is going to test you test you and test you. And the wonderful thing is that in spite of all the, I'm sharing this, like it is personal, but because I can feel what pressure you're going through. And, like Sameshwar Prabhu made me feel so much better because, sometimes I feel envious, because when I see all these devotee families, going for trips and all, and, like I feel like I wish, or, nobody stops me, but I wish I could do that as a family, with my Prabhu and all, and the wonderful thing is he doesn't stop me. But initially, yes, there were fights, because he used to eat meat. I was from ISKCON and I never ate, and the best thing or the worst thing is I have my in-laws and my own family here. So and I'm from a Punjabi family. I'm surrounded by these people. But again, I have been, and my kid, I'm standing here in ISKCON, after all these years, after all these challenges, I'm not boasting about it, but I'm sharing because it'll help you, because you are in the journey already. Krishna wants, is put you here for a reason, and there will be challenges, but again, just like Prabhuji said, Akhilesh Prabhu, the answers will come. And it's only your sincere effort, because if you cannot change your circumstances, just be there, because your mind is there, your thoughts are, you're like taking so much time, you're devoting so much time. That means there is sincerity there, and Krishna is seeing that. So if you cannot offer, just buy peanuts, something, which dry, something that you can offer, and which is unavoidable. I just, I used to get into fights and arguments, every time there was my kid's birthday, and, like there used to be like meat and drinks. And I'm like, what kind of a celebration is this? Every time there was a fight. But then slowly over the years, things got better, so it's just, again, that's why I again and again repeatedly say that determination is important, patience is important, and strong faith in Krishna is important. I knew, and just like you're on the right path. So no compromises where your bhakti is concerned. Just like Sameshwar Prabhu said, I told my Prabhuji, I said, I'll stay up till 12 midnight doing everything, what needs to be done for the house. But in the morning time is my time for my bhakti and for my connection with Krishna. So don't expect anything for me at that time in the morning. And I have still over the years, he doesn't say anything to me. He doesn't, at that time is my time in the entire day when I need to connect. And that's where my energy comes from. So you have to, at least sometimes you have to put your foot down and say, no, this is my time in the entire day. And don't feel guilty about anything, because for some reason Krishna has put you in that circumstances. He's testing you, and you have to pass that test. I used to always tell myself, okay, I have to pass this test, cross this hurdle, and go on and on and on. So, and uh, Prabhuji knows me, Sameshwar Prabhu, like for a long time now, like Prabhuji, so, and they are still, challenges are not over, but what do? Um, you just go on in the situation that Krishna has put you. So
Mataji,
don't get discouraged, Mataji.
what if
Yes, ma'am.
one falters? What if one falters in these
You
situations?
just put your faith in Krishna. There's no there. You will falter. You will fall down, and then you get up and go. You will feel discouraged at times. You will cry. Everything will happen. But you know what? When I look back at my journey, I feel like it's so gratifying, because I feel Krishna has walked with me every single way. And there were times when I said I'm ready to give up, and that's the time when he just uplifts you. He just uplifts you, like, okay, this challenge is over. He will just uplift you, because he's like, kind of, it's your own karma. That's the best thing. Like when you realize it's your own karma, you have to go through it. And then you just keep going. Yes, like you just have to keep going, Mataji, and it'll get better. That's all I can say. And it's a wonderful feeling at the end, when you look back and see, wow, what did you go through, and where are you standing? I can give you a simple example. I know it's time. When I got married and when there was meat in the house, I said, okay, I'm not taking lunch. I used to work in New York. I'm not taking lunch. from home, that I have a choice. I'll buy a pretzel and eat, even if it's made by materialistic people, doesn't matter. But you know what? Krishna provided me right under my company where I was working. There was a cart, an ISKCON devotees cart. They were serving freshly made soups and food every single day. Now, where did that cart come from? Where? Who was helping me? Who was giving me, providing me? So he is there. Yes, he's providing you with challenges, but he is there. There was a cart right there. I decided I don't want to take lunch. I'll eat a pretzel. But I was having hot soup and hot meal every single day from that cart because it was an ISKCON devotees cart. So just to give you an example. So just keep going ahead. Don't unnecessarily worry. Don't unnecessarily create fights, Just try to balance. Madhupati Prabhu also, I told him once, like long time back, I said, I tried to balance, I don't want to leave my husband or anything because he's a great person. He's a wonderful person. And he follows what his family follows. It doesn't have to be in ISKCON. He follows Ramji more than, which he has followed his entire life. And, there's nothing wrong in it. And he doesn't stop me from doing anything. Even if he does, like I said, there were arguments, but it all got over, knock on wood.
Yeah, don't get into arguments or anything. It's useless. It's useless. There's no point of
It's
it.
useless. Just keep chanting and chanting, and the answers will come. The answers will come. When you seek answers, they will come through some person, some devotee, some discussion. So don't be disheartened. Don't let that pleasure of chanting and connection with Krishna that you have go away. Don't let anything take that pleasure away, that gratification away. It's too valuable. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, that we all need to do is actually, Mataji, be a nice person in the family. Provide everything what they need, provide whatever this needed, you needed. Be there. I mean, there is no problem at all. All we need is actually Krishna is in our heart. Right? Krishna knows. Krishna knows. Never give up. Never kind of kind of lose that faith in Krishna. Oh, why it is going on like this? Yes, but all the things which I would like to say that you are an individual person and you should also do what you like to do in the sense that like yes you may be like to chant them, you may spend some time to chant in the morning, right? Or 5 minutes or 10 minutes, 20 minutes.
Prabhuji, I feel very awkward in the house, like when I'm chanting. Also, I'm chanting very
No, that's
softly because I know I'm surrounded and I'm not able to do it very freely. So
but at least what I would suggest, either in the kitchen or wherever it is, wherever you are a place where a corner or wherever it is, actually just keep a Krishna's picture or Krishna's this one, and you spend some time for yourself. They may. I mean, you don't need to worry about those things. Actually, this is for you and Krishna, right? You should do that because of there is no rights to anybody that to interfere in your own what is called your own way of life. That is your dharma. That's your that you have to do. That doesn't mean that everybody can what they take everything from you, or you should also, this makes you happy, this makes you going forward, that you should do. Otherwise we will break out, we will kind of explode ourselves if we don't do that. You also need to have a little grip on this and stand on that grip, and either spend some time, or if you are going to work, if you are going to work, nobody won't be there, you spend some time, 20 minutes in the lunchtime or something, just go out and somewhere you chant the holy name. It gives so much of strength about that. It's so much of strength it gives. And if you are not working, whenever you go out or something like that, we know that there was a person who was working in the company, and there is so much problem in the family and nobody allows to anything like that. So what he does, he said that instead of he used to go in the 9 o'clock, but he says that now he just put a trick that I have to go nowadays early, and so that I can finish my work and things like that. So nobody's, when the work comes, everybody is, in everybody's online. So what he does that he left early. So he has to report 9 o'clock, but he reaches there in the office premises maybe 8 o'clock, 8:15. He sit in the car and chant for 45 minutes. Then he gets to the office, and also something like that. So you have to find a way. You have to find a way to do that, right? We all have intelligence. Utilize that intelligence for Krishna. There is nothing wrong. Utilize intelligence in a way that which is helpful, conducive for my Krishna consciousness. Utilize that. Also, we should use our intelligence also, Madaji.
Okay. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
utilize intelligence for the service of Krishna. So much of strength we get it, and and never give up. Never give up because of some other forces. Yes, Maya will test us in so many ways. Maya will test us, but never give up. Always that chanting is the best. Actually, I would say that at least 10 minutes you spend wherever you are. Maybe you may be going out. Maybe it's something like that. You maybe just go for a walk. Just chant the holy name. And then every day pray to Krishna, please protect me, please protect me, please save me, please protect me. So that eventually, and then when you cook something, offer to the Lord in the mind. Okay. Sometimes what happens, you make in the same kitchen, you may cook meat or non-meat, whatever, but rice, and it cannot contaminate. And before anybody take, as soon as you cook, you take it out and not mix with anything. You can offer in your mind, oh Lord, this is for you. Anything like that, vegetables or anything like that. Fruits, when you bring the fruits at the home, offer to Krishna before you eat. You should follow that. They may not, but when you follow that, the effect of that, your devotion will spread in the family, and everybody eventually they will also transform. That prasadam has such a potency. When you offer, you should not tell them that, okay, I'm offering this prasad, nothing like that, but offer to Krishna. Anything comes like that, offer to Krishna. Anything, if you have some difficulties, pray to Krishna. Anything like that, so that way Krishna is there, and you have such a faith that Krishna will protect me, Krishna is there with me, and he is there to save me for everything. So we have that faith. We can do everything you want. Just use little intelligence, little ways, that time, place, circumstances. What is, our scripture says that we should act depends on the time, place, and circumstances. Sometimes it's difficult, like Srila Prabhupada's example. Yeah, do that.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm
Yeah.
very grateful for your time. Thank you, really.
I think there are
Mata,
some,
thank you so much.
there is some comments. Subal Prabhu, no matter what, keep chanting. That's a devotee says that no matter what, keep chanting. Sachimada says, true, be settled. Nice.
Hare Krishna Mataji. This is
Hi.
Satyabhama Mataji. Mataji, I heard in Lal Govind Prabhuji's Katha, in Pratikul Paristiti. Do you understand Hindi, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, handy.
Yeah. So he said in Pratikul Paristiti, if you are doing bhakti, it's more powerful. I have gone through that, because when I joined, my Prabhuji was not interested at all, because after joining, he got so many problems in his office, right? So he was saying, don't go to ISKCON. And he was opposing me. And I was going behind him, like I was hiding. He was always on his business trip. So Krishna was making that arrangement. I wanted to go for service and other things, whatever programs or Bhagavatam, that time, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, whatever program was going on. So that he पूरी कायनात अपने लिए काम करती है इन प्रतिकूल परिस्थिति. लाइक लाल गोविंद प्रभु जी से कि जैसे भक्त प्रहलाद, उनको भी कितनी प्रतिकूल परिस्थिति थी, राइट? बट बिकॉज ऑफ दैट his bhakti was so strong, and finally he got seat on Narsingadev Bhagwan, right? So like that, if your heart is pure and your bhakti is pure from your heart, then Krishna makes the arrangement. Whenever there is program in the temple, it was happening. My Prabhuji was getting tour that time only, and then he was out of town. So I was free to go. No need to that. And even my in-laws came to our place. That time also situation was so critical for me, and but still Krishna was making. And that time I used to go to Krishna Navan Prabhuji's Bhakti Viksha, and he was knowing my situation. So devotee helps so much. Our congregation is so nice, and association of devotees, we get lot of benefits, means inspiration or motivation from them, and they encourage, they help so much. Wow. We are in material world, right, in this dukkhalama shashvatam world, so we have to go through that, but our heart should be, and our dharma is to serve our husband also, we cannot deny that, right? We have to do our karma, our kartavya, and do bhakti also with that. And Krishna takes care of it, like how Sachimata said, right? She was also going through all these things, but Krishna was taking care. And now see, she is double initiated. She is doing service, and all. Same thing for me happened. My Prabhuji also got initiated because of Krishna's mercy and devotees' mercy. So don't worry, Mataji. You just keep enjoying how Subal Prabhuji is saying. Keep chanting. Chanting works. You just chant, and chant louder at home. Read Bhagavatam louder. They will get mercy, Mataji. And offer them your heart, like how Akhilesh Krishna Prabhuji said. Offer. I used to do. Hiding everything, Mataji, that time, 7 years back. And now, totally different scene in my home. So read Bhagavatam or whatever Bhagavatam, keep front, so that your children, your husband, whosoever is coming, they will get mercy just watching. Apply tilak on your face sometimes. If they don't like, don't do that. But that gives lot of mercy, Mataji. Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, recitation at home, whole environment of our house changes. So that works. So you just keep doing, but not like forcefully. But other thing, you have to balance also both things. You do your household things, same thing, everything, but just balance. Eventually, you will see totally different life in future. Just wanted to share my experience, Mataji. If I said something wrong, just forgive
Thank you
me.
so much. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Satyamataji. Thank
Hari.
you, everyone.
Yeah, yes, this is wonderful. This is this very you
I'm
know.
very sorry to keep
No,
everyone
no, no,
on
no.
this.
That's all right. That's why we are here for.
Yeah, that's for
We are here.
association, right?
Yes, that's why we are here
I
for.
I
And
I have faltered in my path, Prabhu Mataji, and that's why I'm feeling more guilty, and I don't know how to fix things right now. So um, I was really going through a lot in this, and I have made mistakes, and I didn't know what to do, how to do. So
Mataji, everybody goes through that. It's not that just you are only, but everybody makes mistakes. That's a life actually. Nobody is free from it. Everybody is actually in this world one way or other. So don't be so much hang on it.
Mhm.
Yes, don't so much hang on it actually. Now the mercy of the Lord, you're attending the class, you're hearing it, and you're getting associations, and this is a mercy. Take it as a positive. Don't hang on
Mhm.
your past. Think about what you can do for good for others, what we can do good for things, what you can do for good for yourself. We this world is not that a smooth road of roses. Always, there are thorns are there, everything is there in this life is difficult, very dangerous, very miserable, very tough. Sometimes odds are there, sometimes so much of things, but all we need is actually that faith in the supreme Lord. Yes, who is there in this world that we can say that completely 100% pure? Nobody is here in this. One way or other, they're all kind of contaminated some way or other. It's not. That's what is life means, human life. If somebody is 100% pure, he won't be here in this world. He will be completely out. He won't live in this world. Yes,
Mhm.
always remember that. Yes, don't hang on the past. Don't hang on what happened in the past or whatever it is, things like. But now, There is a time now that now you are, getting an opportunity to hear, chant the holy name, do that. So things will change very drastically, Mataji. You will be peaceful, you will be blissful, everything will be all right in some point of time, and Krishna will be there, and Krishna will give that the mercy and the directions within from, and then just be part of it. And then yes, then don't be so much, it's like, that it's not like an overnight thing. It takes years, it takes years. And slowly chant the holy name. Be in a very religious, that Krishna is in our heart. Whatever you can do for Krishna, do that. There are odd circumstances. Krishna understand that he is Bhavagrad Janardana, but we have love for Krishna. Then that's what is all we need. So whatever we do in that perspective, whatever we take care of things, all this perspective, put Krishna, oh Lord, if you wish, if you desire, so, then likes that way. Yes, family is important, children are important, society is important, kinsmen are important, relatives are important, all are there. You should definitely cope up with all those things, but at the same point of time, you should have some time for Krishna. And that's what is makes us better. Or if you say that, oh Krishna, okay, I'm doing for you everything, I don't have any time for you, let me go with, no, that won't work actually in devotion service. Yes, you have to deal with everything at the same time. What Krishna told to Arjuna, tasmat karmeshu kaleshu mam anusmari yudhyaja, tasmat karme tatmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmari yudhyaja. Krishna told to Arjuna, you fight, you do your activities, you do perform everything, but Mam Anusmara Yudhija, remember me at that time, right? You remember that, you are doing this for me, for Krishna. That's what is most important. So whatever you do, that's for Krishna, then everything will be all right. Yes, you may be sacrificed for your family. That's for Krishna. Oh Lord, I'm doing it this for you. Sometimes may not be able to chant. Yes, oh Lord, yes, fine. But that doesn't mean that we should take it granted. So that's what it, don't take it that as a granted, or take that as an advantage, or things like that. Yes, we should have that in our heart for love for Krishna. Spend some time for Krishna activities, and whenever then opportunities, whenever it comes, don't wade away into this material ocean, but we should come out of that material ocean and then situate ourselves in that spiritual consciousness that has such a strength, such a potency that purifies us eventually, gradually purifies us. Our consciousness, our mind, our everything purifies. Our body, everything purifies. And that's where we really situate in Krishna consciousness. So it takes time. It's not an overnight thing. So it's gradually we will reach there. That's what is many devotees, even like 25 years, 30 years, they're following this process, they're continuing this process. Still they have, kind of hankering over these material activities, material things, still they have. But that's okay. That's okay. Think about that. So many lifetimes you are passed, right? With there's so many different conditions. But we got this opportunity as a human now. Yes, finally, at least we found the end of, light at the end of the tunnel. It says that, yes, you have association, you have the beads, or we are chanting. You know the value of the life. You know the value of, devotional service. All this now it came to you. You're understanding this, and that's why you're asking the questions, and we can see that. So continue with that. Continue with that good mood and consciousness for Krishna, time for Krishna, love for Krishna, love for everybody, every living, and everybody is also Krishna is there. Every living entity is part of Krishna. Everybody's heart, soul, Lord is there. But because of the because of their karma, they are going through different ways, and we are also the same thing. But all we can do is actually when we caught hold of Krishna. We would say that Krishna, I'm not going to leave you. Like Krishna, I'm not going to leave you at any circumstance. You may put me in a fire, you may put me in all struggles, you may put me in all situations and all circumstances. You may put me in it, but no matter what, no matter what, I'm not going to leave you. I'm not going to leave you. That should be our mood. That should be our, all the time. So that Krishna won't leave you. Such devotees. If say Krishna, I'm going to I'm catching you. I'm not going to leave you, no matter what you do. Krishna never leaves such people, such devotees. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, I think it's so nice, so wonderful. So then thank you, Mataji. Please keep join if you can. Keep continue, keep join, and keep associate with the devotees. And whenever you get time and things like that, instead of spending so many other things, just listen for 10 minutes or read for some 10 minutes. Just chant the holy name and things like that. And then eventually you develop such a taste and such a way, and then Lord gives the intelligence to manage things. Krishna says that aham sarvasya pro madaga sarvam pravartate idi matva bhajante mam bhuta bhava samanada. I give the intelligence so that they can come to me. Lord gives the intelligence. So Lord gives everything. Lord will give everything, Mataji, no worries. But just be there for the Lord, and Lord will give you everything. Yeah.
And if you come to the temple, meet us, Mataji. Come to the temple. We'll all be there tomorrow, God, Krishna willing.
Sure, Mataji, I have work engagement at that time. So I am again here just crying over that. I wish I could have come and met everyone.
It's okay, that time will come, Mataji, don't worry.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Please
Yeah.
pray for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Bol.
Hare Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna. So let's conclude then. Vancha kalpatarubhashya
कृपा पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः
Vaishnavrinda ki
वैष्णववृंद की जय ग्रंथराज
जय।
श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय
Srila
श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय
Gaura Premanandi
नरसिंह देव भगवान की
Dev
जय
Bhagavan ki
की
jai.
Thank
जय
you,
अनंत
Akhilesh
कोटि
Krishna Prabhu.
ब्रह्मांड की जय थैंक यू अखिलेश
Thank you,
कृष्ण
Krishna
प्रभु जी
Prabhu.
वंडरफुल
Thank
Thank
you
you,
so
क्लासेस
Hare
much.
Bol.
एंड
Wonderful
वंडरफुल
day.
डिस्कशन टू हरे बोल
Yeah,
Hare
thank
Krishna.
you, Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna.